Okay, back at it again today. I had a big thought. Well, I've come out here, I've got me Pepsi, I'm happy. What I'm going to, I had a think last night. I'm not going to go and spend any money on this. What I'm going to do is clean it out, clean it up. I'm going to clean that bearing out and repack it, because it's not too bad. Because I was thinking, and that motor's not too bad, so I'm going to give that a bit of a rinse out, clean all the oil out, because the duty cycle of this thing is not going to be great. If it was running on equipment where it's running all day, it's running for hours on end, then yes, I would have to do something. What this tells me, the fact that there was nothing in there, very little in there, and a lot in here, was this was mounted upright, and the oil's weeped through the seal. Now you see it's got a little steel plate there that redirects the oil. This thing will probably be used for half an hour at a time every few months. So I'm going to clean it, put it all back together, because really I don't have the funds to spend too much. I mean, I can buy a little puller for about $30 or $40, but that's $30 or $40 I don't really have at the moment. So I'm just going to clean all that out. I've got a little bit of brake cleaner that I'm going to use to clean that off, give that a quick spray, and then put it all back together. And once I've done that, then I'll start on doing other things. But first I'm going to clean up, because look at this. This is what a messy son of a bitch I am. So I'm going to clean up, and then I'll start putting this back together. So stay tuned. Alright, now I've got this all cleaned up. Let me turn this around so I can see what I'm recording. Wipe that down. I've greased that. Actually, once I flush that bearing and greased it, it feels pretty good. So give everything wiped down. With my favourite, there goes my fucking capacitor. Remember this, I used to wear this out here all the time. My Harley shirt, my favourite work shirt, and now it's a rag. So I've got some Celastic here. I'm going to get this shortly. I've cleaned this out. It's pretty good. It's like I said, it's not going to be a drama. And there's quite a bit of oil run out of this overnight. So, or when I say quite a bit, what's on there. So what I'm going to do now is actually, I found some oil. I knew I had more out here. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. There we go, Valvoline 80W90, which will be fine for this. I was wrong yesterday when I said about the oil grades. It goes, it was 220 that normally goes in this. It's 320 when it's really hot. I thought about it last night and it came back to me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the oil in first and then assemble it, put it back together. I think that should be fine. It only really needs enough for the worm gear to pick it up. So it might not be quite the level it's supposed to be, but yeah, that's beautiful. Oh shit, I'm dropping stuff everywhere now. Yeah, that's beautiful. I might even put a little bit more in that afterwards. Let me see if I can manage to get some silicone out of this tube, or is it set? It's set. Hang on. Let me see if I can dig it out. Doesn't matter how well you plug these things, they're still set. Yes, there's a little bit of a mark on that gasket, so a little bit of silicone is not going to hurt. There's a bitch having to do this about music too, let me tell you. I was listening to a little bit of Eminem, even though those that watch my videos know that I am a metal fan, but I do like Eminem as well. I'm not into a lot of rap, but Eminem I do. I can get right into that. So that's fucking messy, isn't it? Alright, that'll squeeze. Where's the gasket? There it is. Put a little bit on the rotor. Doesn't need much, just a light film. Otherwise you end up squeezing too much of it out. The top, which is the top, there's the top. And our fill hole there. Come on, in you go. That's it. I have a leak. Only because I didn't think the breather in the top. See me a little puddle of oil on the floor. I better hurry up and do this, eh? As soon as I bolt this down, I'll stand it up. I can top it up a little bit anyway, so it's not really a major problem, but I'm going to try and do more videoing today of the work rather than, or talk while I'm doing it, because like I said yesterday and the day before, just dealing with trying to think and sort shit out, and I found myself getting stuck into work without thinking about videoing it. And I mean, it doesn't have to be videoed, but really, what's the sense of having a YouTube channel if you're not going to fucking film it? Eh? I don't know if you can see my fucking ugly head in that, but actually, when I pulled this apart, these weren't overly tight anyway, so I don't know why, but it's almost like someone's been in here before, playing around. Alright, let me stand that up now so I stop leaking. Oh! Dumbass! The plug's out, isn't it? Let me find that and put it in. Now, where the bloody hell is it? I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Okay, now let's stand him back up. I'll put this one in the top before I forget that bastard too. Because once I start working here, the last thing you want is dust and shit to get inside your gearbox. Hey? I will top that up later. There is a level here. That's your oil level, but I personally don't think it needs to be that high. As I said, with this being the duty cycle that this thing will be doing, it'll be running for half an hour every couple of months with that, so. And what I'm going to do is piss that off to start. I might put that up top or on the back like it was. No, on the back I think, eh? Whoops. Helps if you get shit out of the road, doesn't it? There we go. Whoops. Alright. A little hammer. You can see what I'm doing there. Yep. And pull it back through with those. If I can find. There they are. Got it. Needs to go on a bit more. There we go. Beautiful. I might even take some of this out when I'm editing. Just depends on how boring I think the video is going. And I do know that, oops, what did I do here? Missed the hole. That's what she said. Let me just turn this last. I just turned my spotlight on just to show a little bit more light on the subject. You probably hear the air conditioner going in the background. It's cold as a witch's tit out here today. So I've got the aircon on warmth for the first time this year. Only a couple of weeks ago it was on cold. The winter's arrived. We haven't got our first frost yet, but got down to 1.3 degrees this morning, which is pretty close. Spins nice. These are things you've got to be really careful of. You don't want to over tighten these, because if they snap you're up shit creek with a barbed wire paddle. Well, you can make another one, but it's just an annoying pain in the ass. A bit like me. An annoying pain in the ass. There's a key here somewhere. Where'd I put it? Oh, we need that seal to go back on. The dust seal. There we go. Keeps the dust out. Where'd that keep? There it is. I've done this before and forgot to put the key back in. clip. And there we have it. One cleaned up. I'm going to put this back on and tighten up too, because it's a pain in the bum. Besides getting in the way. I think that's what that socket was for. No? That must be 8mm as well, are they? Yep. Oh, there you go. I'm not going to move this by hand all that much. I can't get the socket into those. I'll have to use the spanner. Righto. And there we go. I may even hook that back up now and just start it. Just give me 2 seconds. Righto, I've got it plugged in. It's doing this slow ass moving again. I think it's because that run capacitor is not big enough. Not enough start current. And if I leave it like that, that will get hot. I was watching some more videos last night, and even though you can run it this way, it's not recommended because the uneven phasing causes the motor to get hot. If there's no load on it, that's fine. There'll be intermittent load on this, but it's still not going to. It's not going to be powerful enough. Yes, it's starting to slowly speed up now. It is actually a little bit quieter now that I've cleaned it all. But I did order, I'll put the photo right here. I ordered the 3-phase converter last night, so it should be on its way. It'll be here next week. So what I'm going to do is start making all of the bits for it. Yeah, this and either that or I've buggered the fucking capacitor. I've dropped it on the floor a couple of times. I don't know how steady they are. But yeah, it's 10 microfarad. For that, there should be about 50. And there's two types. It's empty. There's 2 types. You've got a run capacitor and a start capacitor. You can't run a start capacitor full time because it'll blow up. That's the other bit that I took off it. Go down there for the rest of the shit. Yeah, so... But I'm not going to let it run like that for too long because... Yeah, well, it's still going. It's not warming up much, but... You can hear it slowly speeding up. Oh, hang on. Yeah. I don't think there's enough start current. The capacitor's nowhere near big enough. The aircon shut down, so it's warming in here. But that's fairly quiet, so... Yeah, I think that'll be fine the way it is now until... I don't think I've got any capacitors. I thought I had some here somewhere, but I've had no real use for them in the past, so I'd have no need to keep them. Probably would have thrown them out. So, I think once it gets warm, once it warms up, it'll do like it did yesterday. Yeah, that motor's starting to warm up a little. It's like it's not hot, it's just taking the chill out of it. It's tepid. So, there we go, look, it's starting to speed up. Yeah, it's just not enough current to get that turning over fully, so... But that'll be fine, that's all I need to do. I just wanted to make sure it still worked. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut up pieces of that steel off and mark it and then set up. What I've done is I turned my spotlight on to light the place up a bit the other day. After I finished kicking my own ass for not cleaning that off, I've cleaned it off, hit it with the Scotch-Brite and hit it with the WD-40. So stop it flash rusting, and you can see where it was, see where the vice was. There's a very slight... You can barely feel it, but it's just, it wouldn't have been there long enough for it to rust into the bed, but I hit it with the Scotch-Brite and the pad. So I'm going to bring that piece of steel up here. When I cut it off, I'll bring you back. Just hang on for 2 seconds. Well, there you are. I thought I'd turn it back on just for 1 second, and it took about 2 seconds and it started. So I think when it warms up, it works better. But on full current, it's going to start a lot easier. So there we go. Working. And that's fairly quiet. Like, that's the normal noise that it'll make. Yeah, it's not too bad. Rightio, I've cut this off and deburred it, and I've measured it, and my length of stroke is going to be 150, about 155 on that machine. So what I've got to do is, I think if I make that, because that's as far as that's got to go, right? It's only got to go towards the end here, so I'm going to, no, I can't, because I need to be able to stop it short and give it a crush depth. Here's my crush depth. I measured it, I stomped on it. That's how thick we need it. Let me grab something to measure it. Righto. So we're going to need to squash it roughly 20 mil. So there's just under 20 mil there. I could probably go even less if I wanted to push it. I think it's 17. So I'm going to have to leave a 17 mil gap on the end here for the can to drop. So once it squashes it up against the plate, as soon as it backs off, that'll fall down. And it'll squash it better. Then I just put that on the floor and stomped on it with my big hoof. So, worst case is I'm going to come back a little bit because the can only needs to come through. Like, where'd I put my bloody 6-inch rule? Can't see that bastard. The can needs to be, the thing needs to be about 75 mil the drop through. So what I can do is I can cut this. Once I machine my slot, I'm going to leave sort of 10 mil, 15 mil, even the width of that ruler. That'll be more than enough. And then cut it. You know, like I said, it needs to be about 70 mil across to let the can fall through. That's 100 mil wide. So I'm going to leave 15 mil each side, and that'll give me something to weld to the base. That's what I'll do. So I'll come back. So I've got to allow for that to go in that slot too. Although I'm thinking I might put that, you know, just machine that a little bit better. Or actually, I'm going to make that end rounded, so that'll fit nicely. It'll go to about there. So let's measure that up, shall we? Hang on, I've got to find my 6-inch rule. Okay. Yeah, 25 mil. That'll be fine. If I make that 25 mil in, or even make it 20, let's try 20, okay? 20. Just for argument's sake, so turn it upside down now. So that'll give me a nice crush thickness. Yep, that'll be fine. So now we need the slot to come down to right about there. I am waffling a little bit, so you'll have to excuse me. Yeah, I'll have to leave a bit of meat there for now, if I have to. If I've got to take it out, then once I've welded this up, I can take that out. So I'll leave a little bit of meat there. So make that 50. If you can see what I'm doing there. still got to work out how I'm going to bolt this onto the mill yet, so no, that's not going to work. I'll do it this way. Right, oh look, little lump. Oh look what we got. Oh, that's gone. Had a little bit of spatter on me, stuck to me really. And what did I say it was? 160, about 160 slots or like that. So that may come to pass that I'll fuck this up. There's a very high possibility of that. So the way things have been going. How wide's that? Oh, that's 21. I should have thought it would have made that an even number. So I want 10 and a half. 21. And that I can, once it's in the mill, once I've machined it out, I can still widen that anyhow if I need to, but it'll also give me a guide. This is for guide only. Feels funky. So what I'm looking to do today is I'm going to cut this slot out and then make the keeper for this that goes underneath it. Get that all sorted, and then I can start building the rest of it from there. So I mean, I'll need to add pieces onto this, I'll need to weld stuff on there and whatnot, but this is just the base for this. So get that sorted first and foremost. Because I can add to it, that's not a problem. You can add to that any time. So let me go and set this up in the mill once I work out how I'm going to do it, and I'll bring you back. Righto, I've got him in ready to go. I'm actually quite proud of myself because I lined it up by eye down the centre of the track, and before I changed the cutter over, I put a drill in the thing and ran right down, and it was spot on. So I've got a 19mm end mill, so I'm just going to plunge it through and then work from one end to the other. See how we go, eh? What speed will we want? Let's try 300 RPM for a start. This is where this machine fucking pisses me off. That 6mm plate, I should be able to run through that easy without a drama in the world, but here I am reduced to 1mm cuts because it squeals its tits off. Everything's locked up. You can't, I can't lock the long table up because it's got to travel, but sideways, the head's locked down, everything's locked, and it's still squealing its arsehole out. Anyway, can only piss with the dick that we've got, people. Alright, I'm going to get something now and measure that. See how wide we have to come out. I don't know if that's going to fit in there, is it? I think that's not wide enough. It's not much though. Not much at all. What to do? Actually, I might just wind to the end and take just a fraction off. You can even hear just using it, you can hear the backlash in the head. It's pathetic. Ooh, that's 20.5, I think. I'll take about the same off the other side, and I should be right. I took 0.4 off this side, so I'll take 0.4 off the other side. That's that finished for now. Unbolt this. noisy garbage truck out the front. There we go, look at that, nice. I'm going to go and have some lunch now, and when I come back out, I will make the keeper for the bottom of it. Stay tuned. Righto, it's after lunch. I've got this, I've filed it, deburred it. Just going to sit in there like that. There's a little bit of movement, that's okay, that's fine, it's not going to turn. This is the bit of plate, let me zoom back out, that I've cut. It's going to go on here. Now what I'm going to do is machine a little step in that so it fits over that. And I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to chamfer it well and weld it. Oops, sorry for the noise. Weld it to the bottom like that. And then I'll machine it so it fits in that slot. So what I'll do is I'll actually round the end off first so it fits in there. I'd clean that up on the thing so it sort of comes up close as it'll need to. It'll probably stop about there. And there's 160 odd mil, so I've got more than enough for my stroke. So I'll round that so it fits into here. No, I can't. Hang on. I can't. Belay that. It doesn't matter. I can machine that to fit over that, and I'm going to have it that long. So that'll step over that. I can't because this has got to go all the way to the end, like that. So it's got to go from one end to the other. I could always modify it, and I may even still do that. What I can do is I can weld some guides in here, down here for this. So what I'll do is I'll machine this to fit on that, bolt it to get it so I can bolt it down. Then I might even cut the sides down a little bit, take say 10 mil off each side, and then I have these offcuts. There we go. There's another one. I can machine those, and I can just put 2 of those down the side, or I've got other stuff there that I can use and just run a guide all the way down the side, so that'll work either way. It's just I want to make it so that it's fairly sturdy that way and that way, so that will be fine. So I'm gonna let me measure this up, and then I'll go down and sort the mill out, put the vise on it, and we'll play with this, eh? Right, I've got a bit done off camera. I've machined that up and welded, machined some, just some relief on it. And I've machined these two. These two will, what goes on the outside, I've machined some weld prep on those, so they'll go like that, and like that, and that will bolt on like that. So we've got 5 mil of protrusion on here, so I'm going to take 4 mil out of here. Yeah, so what I'm looking to get finished today is I'll get that machined, get those holes drilled, get those welded, and get all this sorted. So, you know, I might even need to put it in the mill and just take a little bit out. No, I won't, because that won't fit in the vise, which is kind of stupid. It's 90 mil maximum, I think, in that vise. It's 100 mil wide, but worst case, I'll work something out. It'll be fine. I'll just clamp that in there and do. Oh shit! I dropped my shit everywhere. I'll just put a bit of cardboard in there and clamp it, and tack it, and then weld it. So But give me a minute, I'll set this up in here. I've got to take that cutter out, put the end mill back in it, and we'll get ready to do some more machine work, okay? Stay tuned. Righto, that's that done. I'll go and deburr that and drill a couple of holes. Hang on, let me take it back out. There we go. That's probably not as tight as I'd like it, but that's okay, that's fine. The big test is if I do that. Oh, that's beautiful. I'll show you a bit later, because I just realised I didn't zoom up enough for that. Hang on a sec, we'll get down and drill some holes. Right, I've got that drilled. There was a bit of a drama, but I got there. And that slide's nice. It's just got just a little bit of play, which is fine. This is what I want. And there's a little bit that way, but that's okay. Just let me go and get these other bits and I'll put them on here. Okay, I've just managed to fix another fuck up. So what we have here, this is what I made the first time. What's wrong with this picture? Yeah, exactly. It's got to slide inside this. This is not going on this. So I cut some stuff and burnt my finger in the process. Fuck, it hurts. Yeah, so now I'm gonna I've got to measure it. Something's not quite kosher here. There's a bigger gap here than there is over here. I think I might be off centre a little bit on this, but that's fine. I'll measure it up in a second and then I can go and just machine a little more off. I've changed put the cutter back in it, so just let me check this for a second. Right, I think I've worked out what I've done is I've allowed to narrow that, but I've measured it from one end, so I've got to take probably 4 or 5 mil off that side, so that's fine. I'll do that after I've welded it all on. So I'm just going to put one card on one side and then clamp that. That should be more than enough clearance. I don't want any more than that, so I'll clamp that on, weld it up, and then I'll bring it back. Alright, there we go. Done. That slides up and down there nicely. Look at that. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, what I'm going to have to do, once I've got the frame made around this, I've got to cut this piece out, because the crank arm needs to, when it pulls back, because it's going to push down that way and then it's going to want to come down here. So I'll check it though. I might not have to take all of that out, but I left that in there for strength. I mean, it's going to be probably strong enough now that I've got that in there. So that slides nicely. So now I'm going to go up and clean down the mill. And this is what I should do every time I do work on there where I use coolant. Oh, it's what I meant to say too earlier. I drilled and tapped that and put that oil cup in. So that'll just be a couple of drops of oil every time it's being used. Yeah, so I'm going to go down and clean that up now. that's it. I'm just going to have a bit of a tidy up here, and then I'm going to go inside and get this off and upload it. So thanks for hanging out again. I'll probably come back out tomorrow because I'm keen to get a bit more done. So I'll come out and we'll start build on the rest of the stuff around this now. Anyway, thanks for hanging around. Until next time, stay safe. Peace.